Hello everyone, it's JIRA back with another video. Today we're gonna be talking about the Postman API and actually creating your project in JIRA using the Postman. Now, if you haven't heard before, actually Postman is a platform where you can do some API testing, if I can say it like that. And you can use to test out and actually call some of the API methods. Now, first of all, I want to say what actually is an API. Well, it's something that stands for Application Programming Interface. But for us, it doesn't actually really mean anything. So it's basically how one application talks to the another one. So for example, the famous example for this would be a food restaurant and the order of the food, right? So you come in, so you're actually the customer. The waiter comes in, asks you what would you like to drink, or what would you want to have for dinner, you know, some stuff like that. And then you you pick something from the menu. Then waiter writes down the order that you have actually the order that you actually presented to him, and then he sends that to either to the cook or the barista, depending on what you have actually ordered. Now, what actually happens, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes later, the waiter comes back and actually they return the they give you a drink, or they give you lunch, or they give you dinner. So actually exactly the thing that you have ordered. So that, in summary, is actually the API. Now, the API has four methods. So it's gonna be a get method. What actually this means, what this would be like, I want a menu of drinks, right? And then the waiter gives me the menu of drinks. Okay, then you have like a post method. The post method would be like something in case you're not a customer but a manager and you want to add something to your menu. So that means you're adding something to your menu. You're adding the name of the food. You're actually also adding the price for that specific meal. Then you have like put, or something that it's like the edit, where you're actually editing the existing or the newest created food. And then you have delete. What actually this means, we're going to erase this from our restaurant anymore because we're not going to be serving it. So those are actually the methods. Enough of the pep talk, let's just continue. So you're gonna want to head out to the Postman, and my recommendation is to use the Postman web browser. Alright, so in here I'm gonna select the order. I'm gonna right here, I'm JIRA admin. I'm gonna click on continue. Alright, and when I click on continue, basically this is what I get. So the first and foremost, what you need to create in here, first you need to create a collection. Now the collection in here, I'm going to say this is gonna be collection named JIRA Bro. Alright, and the first thing that you want to do in here is to add a request. Now as you can see, there are requests in here. There is even this options head, and there is like patch. So I never used these three methods in my life, even once. Only these four. Okay, so what we want to do here, we actually want to create a project using the API. How first we are going to do this? So in order to do this, we need to look for the JIRA Cloud API. And we're going to click on this very first link, and I'm going to leave this link in the description. And there are a bunch of things in here. And as you can see, what in here it says REST API. That REST is actually the part of the API that is describing the architecture that is being used. But you don't need to know this. So we're going to scroll down and we're going to go for projects, and we're going to select this one that says create a project. All right. So now first, what we need to actually see here is how the Postman works. So we created our request, and we're going to rename this request create project. All right. So for the create project, since I'm going to create a project, is going to be using a post method. Now, how do we actually create a project? There are several things that we need to do here. First and foremost is going to be the authorization. What actually this means? This means in order to actually have interaction with our JIRA instance, we need to connect it with the Postman. How we actually do this? So we're going to click on our account here. I'm going to click on manage account. When I click on the manage account, I'm going to go for the security, and I'm going to go for API tokens. So the first thing, the label in here that is going to say, I'm going to say it's going to be number 2. Now in here, this thing right here, these characters are gonna be in here. You don't want to close this window, because if you close it, you would need to generate a new API. So that is the first thing. The second thing is we need to actually authorize in here. In order to authorize, you're gonna click and select the basic authentication, and for the username and the password you're actually gonna use, well, it's gonna be probably 100%. It's gonna be your email address that you're actually using to log in. So I'm going to pause this for a sec because I don't want you to see my API key. Alright guys, we're back, and now what we need to do is the first step. The first step in creating the project is, first of all, we are going to select this part. So we're gonna exclude the /JIRA software projects and boards. So we're gonna exclude this, and we're gonna copy paste it right here. Then we're gonna go back to our JIRA Cloud Platform REST API, and what we're gonna do is we're going to copy this. We're going to copy what it says from here, and now we're gonna leave it. Now, another thing that you need to know is for post methods, the post method needs to contain something that is called the body. Alright, so if you click on the body, what you want to do in here, so there are a lot of options in here. You want to select raw, and you want to make sure that it's in JSON format. Now we're going to see why. So this is what you're looking for, the body data. Alright, so what we're gonna do is, first of all, we're gonna copy all of these things. Alright, so we're gonna copy all of these things. We're not gonna copy these columns in here, and we're gonna paste it right here. Okay, so now it has a lot of stuff in here going on. So first of all, there are gonna be some errors if you don't watch out. So first of all, the notification scheme and permission scheme is something that you want to delete, because it's gonna be referring to some of the schemes that are not being existent right now because of the example. URL, you can actually put it in here if you want, but I actually don't do that. Issue security scheme, because everything is going to be created by the API itself. Alright, so what do we want in here? So you're gonna see that there is something that is called project template key. So there is for business, there is for service desk, and there is for software. And in software, you're gonna see that there is an explanation in here. So you have the Kanban, you have the Scrum, you have Basic, you have Kanban Basic, and you have the Scrum Basic. What I want to use here is going to be the Kanban. So I'm going to highlight this and copy it. Now I'm going to go back in here, and the project template key, what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase everything from here. And instead of having it named business, I'm going with software, and I'm going to delete this as well. So now, then I have the assigning type. It's going to be a project lead. So project lead is going to be me, JIRA Bro. Alright, so for the description, I'm going to say I want to name this Postman, and I'm going to have it the key of PM. Right, and the another thing that you want to have is this lead account ID. The question is now, how do you get this? It's really simple. In order to get this, you're going to go for your profile and settings, and go on profile, and in here, in this URL, you're going to see this right here. So that is going to be your ID. Alright, so we're gonna delete this, and basically that is it. The one thing we just need to go ahead is click on send. Alright, so it says key, the project category does not exist. Alright, so we're gonna erase the category as well, and I'm going to say send. Alright, okay, there we go. It created a project. So now if I look into the projects and want to see all of the project, in here it says example. Now why does it say example? Well, it was because I didn't change the name of it. That's why it's named example. It's totally fine. I can change it in here. Alright, go back to the project, and basically that's it. And the another thing, as you can see, it was a team managed project, so you need to look for that as well in order to know which one is going to be the company managed and which one is going to be the team managed project. Right, that is it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.